Mom, I need a pressure cooker.
You don't need a pressure cooker.
But Mom, I have a lot of brisket and I need to cook it quick.
Sweetie, you're too young to use a pressure cooker.
But I'm old enough to get an HPV vaccine.
And welcome back to episode 64 of Crips and Corks. I'm your host, DJ Powers, here with my co-host,
Paul, as usual. It is Christmas time!
Yes, it's Christmas time to all those who celebrate it.
Yes.
Happy Christmas.
We got our ugly sweaters on. If you're watching the video, you can see our ugly sweaters. Mine's little Puss, a good little kitty, and yours are...
Nutcrackers, and it says, let's get crackin'.
Oh, DJ, you and your shirts.
That one's gonna keep you up all night, isn't it?
Yes, for sure. Just like what happened to me this week is gonna keep me up all night.
What happened to you this week?
Misfortune has come upon my empire, okay? I have made...
You get the clap again?
Not yet, not this month. It's been a couple months, so we've had a good streak on that part. But I've made a very grave decision, okay?
Okay.
I went with Scott toilet paper, and it's the thinnest toilet paper I have ever used in my life. I can see through that bitch, okay? It's like using tissue paper. It is so awful, and I got so much of it. And it's been haunting me, and I'm gonna have to get new toilet paper. And
why don't you just donate what's left?
I guess I could. That's a good idea, because this toilet paper isn't it. I should not be able to see through my toilet paper, girl.
No, you shouldn't.
And you have to use like 4 different sheets, like, just to use it. It is awful.
What do you mean 4 different sheets?
Like, you stack it. You roll it up and you stack the 4 sheets so you can use it without feeling disgusting. Do not... Listen, and now I have beef with the Scott Toilet Paper Company, okay? Mark my words and count your days, Scott Toilet Paper. This is unacceptable, okay? And I will be not got again, okay? This misfortune will not come to my family or me ever again, and I'm watching you whores. How was your week?
Charmaine forever.
Charmaine?
wait.
Charmaine?
Charmaine, oh Jesus.
Charmaine. I'm going to name my daughter Charmaine. Actually, Charmin wouldn't be a bad daughter's name either.
You're going to name your child Charmaine, and why? Because Uncle DJ once confused Charmin and Charmaine.
It sounds like a term a rich person would use for Charmin. Oh, we use fancy toilet paper. We use Charmaine.
Mildred, you put the maid's toilet paper in my bathroom. Where's the Charmaine?
Is that from something?
No, I just made it up because you said it sounds like something a rich person would say.
Period. I love it. How was your week?
My grandmother died last week, so I was attending the funeral this week.
Yeah.
As all family functions are. A lot happened. I will not get into details, but I did see a toddler get yeeted across a funeral home.
Oh, that sounds crazy.
It just got punted like a football.
Just move, bitch!
It was like, just...
Oh, that's crazy.
Just...
Family functions are always insane, and that's the time of year we're in, is when we get to see all of our crazy families.
Paul, tell me some Christmas traditions you and your family have.
Christmas traditions me and my family have? Mainly just getting belligerently drunk and screaming. Or watching, like, if you remember...
What do you scream at each other?
Yes.
Paul! I told you, pick your dirty underwear up!
Pick up the wrapping paper! What is this?
Wait, I forgot about the wrapping paper. So you do not have a designated person to hold a hefty trash bag open for all the wrapping paper as you open gifts?
We usually just pass that around, okay? It's like communal thing for me.
Do you now? I need to know if this is just my crazy family. Do you take the bows off of the presents as you're opening it and stick them on your head?
No.
Okay.
Because we're not stupid. No, I'm kidding. I'm fucking with you. That's actually pretty... I actually think that's kind of cute. That's kind of fun.
Yeah,
Stick the bow on your head.
Oh, yeah, we always do it. And when we were younger, it used to be you'd see how many you could get to stick.
Oh, why did we never think of this? See... This is why you shouldn't take NyQuil before you open the presents. My mom thought we were a little too rowdy, so she gave us a little...
Did she really?
No, but wouldn't that be funny, though? That's a life hack for you kids. But if your kids get a little too excited, just put a little NyQuil in their juice.
I will say that once, because me and my brother were those kids who were up at 3 o'clock in the morning. Mm-hmm. And we always had dinner at my grandmother's house. Mm-hmm. And that would go till like 10, 11 o'clock. And then we'd go home, and my mother would put us to bed. And do you remember the NORAD Santa tracker you could do on the computer?
Oh, yeah. Okay, yes. I do.
She would have that up, and she'd be like, oh, he's in New York. He's getting close. To get us to go to sleep.
Oh, I'm getting close, too. I'm about to finish, actually.
Well, anyways, there's this one year where me and my brother got up, and we... go into the living room, and Santa Claus had come.
Yeah.
Santa Claus had been there, and he had left.
Santa's arriving.
No, Santa had...
He's going to arrive all over you, actually.
I feel icky. I do not like this anymore.
Oh.
This is worse than the way the dead CGI eyes of the Polar Express make me feel. But
I hate that movie.
I love the concept of it, but like the animation's awful.
I hate most Christmas movies and media. I hate it. Not my thing.
They hate you
and
too.
Music. Well, I hope they fucking do.
But anyway, Santa had been there, and he had left the gifts, the presents, like in boxes and wrapping paper and bows. And my brother and I went to go wake up my mom and my stepfather, and in case you didn't know, for any of the children, Santa puts a magic spell on parents so that they're a little bit more tired.
Everyone's 18 or older who listens to this. Children should...
You never know. You never know.
Okay, whatever.
So, parents are a little extra tired, and it feels like they have gone to sleep after doing a lot of heavy lifting. So my mother deadass went, you little shits, like, not till 6 o'clock. Do not get me up until 6 o'clock.
My parents had that same rule, but I think mine was 7 o'clock that they didn't want to be woken up until.
That's so late.
Girl, it's only an hour.
Well, I mean, that was like the only year apparently like something had gone wrong, and there was a problem with Santa Claus getting one of the gifts, and he had to enlist my mother and my stepfather to help him. And they didn't go to bed until like 5 minutes before we woke them up.
Okay, I got you. Now, we're just going to replace Pop Culture Corner with Christmas talk this episode. Okay. I know you had a hot take, so we can still do that.
No, we can do it next week.
Okay, period. So, I have a question for you.
Yes.
For Christmas dinner, are you doing ham or are you doing turkey?
Ham.
See, that's what some of my family does, but I love turkey. I hate ham. I don't mess with ham.
I never knew that about you.
Yeah, ham is not my thing. I much prefer the turkey or a chicken, which I'm not sure what's going on these days with all these people being obsessed with chicken breast all of a sudden. Like, I know we did that for our Friendsgiving, and my mom actually did that too at hers, but I don't know why all of a sudden this chicken breast is sweeping the nation.
So people are starting to figure out that it's cheaper and easier to cook because you don't have to clean it. It's a lot quicker. I mean, when we did it, I was fully prepared to cook that thing for like 5 hours like a regular turkey, and it was done in 2.
Yeah, which is kind of crazy. That is kind of crazy and convenient.
It was not convenient because it was done an hour before anyone got there.
Well, that's true too. But
that's on me. That's on me.
We didn't know, you know.
Yeah, that was on me.
Sometimes you just don't know.
But no, it's just a lot easier and convenient, and a lot of people don't like dark meat. Mm-hmm. Which, when you get a whole turkey, there is a lot of dark meat in it.
That's true.
Whereas,
I do prefer the white, the white meat.
Yeah, which the breast is all white meat.
That's tea. Now, another question for you. In my household, it's tradition that we open the stockings on Christmas Eve. Is that the same?
No.
So you do that on Christmas?
Yes.
See, in my house, we always
That's the first thing we do on Christmas is you have to go through the stockings.
See, we do that on Christmas Eve, and then we do everything else on Christmas Day.
No. And it used to be that the extended family would come over on Christmas Eve and we'd have a big dinner. Mm-hmm. And we would do gifts with the extended family. But Christmas morning was like the immediate family, like my grandparents, my mom, my aunt, my uncle, and my cousin, and me and my brother.
Yeah, exactly. The morning time when you first wake up, that's immediate family, and then you travel around for the
But
other
with my
people.
father, you don't do presents on Christmas morning. You do it at tea time. Like in the afternoon.
That's like 2, 3 o'clock?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, period. Now, I do have one more follow-up question for you, and then you can ask me any Christmas-related questions you have. Presents for coworkers. How do you feel about that? Should we be getting gifts? Because I never really experienced that until this past job I had. And then all of a sudden I come into work and there's presents on my desk and I'm like, oh shit.
I've done it before, but it was different. It was when I was working retail. And me and my coworker, we were spending a significant amount of time together, talking, getting to know each other, being friendly. So it was different getting presents for one another. And it wasn't big gifts. It was like a cute little mug with hot cocoa and chocolate, or a little teeny tiny little plant. Like somebody like found where you got like, it was the size of like a Solo cup and it had like a single poinsettia in it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's cute.
Yeah, and it was cheap. She was like, it cost me like $10.
Right.
Like
right.
each one.
See, that's fine. That's
but
fine.
like with current job, I would not do it because I don't.
You're online most of
Yeah,
the
I'm
time.
on time and like we're not gabbing, we're working. So
Right.
Whereas in retail, there is a little more time to sit and talk and be friendly
Gab with the
in
gals.
between working.
That's a good point.
How do you feel about it?
I wish it wasn't like a necessary thing, like maybe cards or whatever. But
I'm a big Christmas card person.
I'm fine with Christmas cards. They're fine, they're cute, they're whatever. I've started my collection. It's off camera, but I've started to get some in the mail.
Yeah,
They're
you got a
cute.
nudie one.
Yeah, I'm not sending any Christmas cards this year. I've decided that that's just not who I am as a person. I'm not as put together of a person who does that. It's just not in my soul this year, or probably ever, because I'm just not a put together person. So, not my thing.
When I said he got a nudie one, he actually bought Trailer Trash Tammy. I was giving her the benefit of the doubt calendar, and so her off screen, her boobs are just staring at me.
Yeah, I do have Trailer Trash Tammy nudie calendar. I had to support my girl. I love some Trailer Trash Tammy. She's hilarious, and if you've never seen her, go check out her content on YouTube. She is so funny.
Now, Paul, do you have a favorite Christmas cookie? Or, alternatively, a favorite Christmas treat?
I like those peanut butter cookies and you put the Reese's in it.
Oh,
like a peanut butter blossom, I think you call it.
I thought they were called Temptations, Peanut Butter Temptations.
That sounds like fancy. So that sounds probably what your family calls it, because your family's like fancy or whatever. My family, not as fancy, okay? They're just blossoms.
Okay.
You made it sound so fucking fancy. That's crazy.
Well,
Pass me the Temptations.
You're talking, it's a peanut butter cookie and you stick the Reese's in it, right?
Yeah,
that's a temptation.
The Temptation, I love it. That's iconic.
My favorite is gingerbread men. I love gingerbread men.
That's okay. I'll forgive you for that one.
What are you talking about?
That's literally the worst cookie. Those cookies
it's not. They're delicious.
They're always hard as shit for no reason.
If you don't make them the right way. So a gingerbread house should be hard because you don't want it folding in on itself. But like a gingerbread man, you want it to be crisp.
I don't like a crisp cookie, okay? I don't fuck with a crisp cookie.
Okay. Now, is there any other type of Christmas treat, like your mom or anyone else just makes around Christmas that you particularly enjoy?
Oh, no.
No.
My mom does, and like, not just my mom, but my mom, my dad, my family, they all bake and everything, so like, plenty of good stuff going around. How about you?
Cookie exchange? Do they ever do cookie exchanges, or is that a Pittsburgh thing?
I don't know if there's much exchanging going on, but they definitely bake cookies to give to others.
Do you know what a cookie exchange is?
Well, I imagine you're just exchanging cookies.
Well, no, it's a whole party, and everyone brings cookies, and you just swap them so that way you only have to make one type of cookie for Christmas, but when you come home, you have a whole assortment.
See, that sounds like another fancy thing your family's doing. My family, we're not fancy like that, okay? We don't go to these cookie parties with the Temptations, okay?
You don't drink champagne and sing Silent Night in German around the Christmas tree?
Is that a joke? Are you
Yes.
fucking with me?
Yes. Do I look like I speak German?
Knowing you...
That got hammered out of my family after World War II.
Yeah, after that Annalise Michel episode, the world knows neither of us are speaking German.
After World War I, it was, we can't be German no more. We live in...
I thought that was World War II that we didn't like Germany.
Oh, it was both.
I don't really know what happened in World War I, I'm not gonna lie.
I can tell you because my family started it. So what happened was...
I don't know! We don't need to do all that. That's okay, I believe you. We don't have to get into World War I, but what we do need to get into is this beautiful alcohol that you provided us.
I had such a good joke lined up.
Oh, I thought you were actually gonna try and tell me about World War I.
Okay, let's drink.
Ooh, gotta grab the...
I could have grabbed it in a second.
I got it. Don't worry, I got
So, this is Winter Spice Wine from Webb Winery. And it says nothing on the back except government warning. According to the Surgeon General, women should not drink alcoholic beverages during pregnancy because of the risk of birth defects. Consumption of alcoholic beverages impairs your ability to drive a car or operate machinery and may cause health problems.
Well, damn. That's depressing. Well, whenever you get pregnant, be sure not to drink, BJ.
Too late.
Oh!
Okay, let's crack this one open.
That one took
That
a while.
took a long hang on. I want to see how long this cork was that it took that long.
3 years. It's a thick one. Jesus Christ. I already know this wine's about to be shit. And if this wine is actually good, I will be very impressed. Because this wine does not...
We have matching glasses again. We forgot to mention that on camera.
I'm getting bad vibes already.
It smells interesting.
Oh! God. Oh. Lord be with me on this one.
Ooh, okay. Hochi mama. It does not taste as bad as it smells.
It's not good. And I'm not sure if it tastes like it has gone bad.
No, it tastes like grape juice that somebody poured cinnamon in.
Winter spice? Girl, don't do that. Don't torture your family members with this wine. This is not it. 0 grapes. 0 grapes.
I'm giving it 3.
The smell.
Smells awful.
It smells so bad, you guys.
Try plugging your nose and sipping.
Please, just don't torture your family with this one. This is the worst wine to ever grace Crips and Quarks podcast. And
wait, no. What about that Ghost Pines one?
what?
I thought we hated the Ghost Pines one.
That was last week. Was 2 weeks ago, and it was really good.
No. We did it our first year. It was for like I'm sorry.
It's just so bad. I can't. I might be able to continue with it, but it's not
Do you need to go get a Diet Coke?
No, this is fine. Well, do you have a story to tell me?
Yeah, let me tell you a story.
Forget about this wine.
All is quiet on this snowy, dark midwinter's night. As you snuggle up by the fire with your book, you hear something strange. It's the pitter-patter of steps. But how can that be? You're home alone. And then you feel like somebody's watching you. You start to look around when suddenly you notice your sausages has been swiped. And not only that, your meat has been hooked. And gosh darn it, your spoon has been licked. You're about to freak out when suddenly you realize you know what this means. You've been visited by the Yule Lads. But how can this be? You've been so good this year. Surely, their torment won't lead to a visit by their mother. Or worse yet, the dreaded murder floof. I'm not joking. Today we are going to be discussing Icelandic Christmas folklore.
Oh my god. I hate when I get my spoon licked. Oh gosh. I'd much prefer they swipe my sausage, if you know what I'm saying. Now, this sounds hilarious. Right off the bat. He stole my sausage!
Actually, Paul, this is a very serious episode. I can't even say without laughing.
Bitch, let's get into this. I'm so ready.
So first, I am going to give a little description of Christmas in Iceland. So for those of you who don't know, Iceland is to the north. It is part of Europe. It's an island. It is south of Greenland.
Yes.
So it is the one which has more people in it.
Yes.
And it is greener than Greenland is.
Yes, and I was there briefly, and my brief excursion in Iceland was not good. I was just at the airport, but even then, the money was confusing and it was not good.
Oh. But in Iceland, Christmas is called, and I don't speak Icelandic, but so I'm guessing it's pronounced Jól.
Jól?
Yes, Jól. Jol. And it is an Old Norse word coming from the Old English word Yule. Like Yuletide or Yule log, which are all terms we're familiar with.
Or like, you'll go to the mall.
Yeah.
You'll go buy me something. You'll go get a McChicken.
Jól is Iceland's longest holiday, with businesses and shops being closed from December 24th till December 27th.
Okay, that's bitchin'. We need that here.
I agree. Oh,
Girl,
I'm so sorry.
Close us down for 4 days, 3 days, however long that is. That's awesome.
However, the Christmas season itself is celebrated for 13 days, from December the 24th, which Christians believe to be the birth of Jesus Christ, to January 6th, which is celebrated by Christians as the Feast of the Epiphany, where the 3 wise men paid homage to the baby Jesus.
And the insurrection, we just gotta bring it up, you know? The insurrection ends the holiday.
I wish my boob got caught on the table because I wanted to slam my head down for a satisfying thud.
You knew I was gonna make that joke. There's no way.
I meant to put in there something to be like, stop Paul from making joke, and I forgot to write in there, so that's on me.
We got him, guys.
December 23rd is the busiest shopping day of the year in Iceland, equivalent to America's Black Friday. It is also a religious holiday with people going to church in preparation. And it is the last day of the pre-Christmas fast and no meat is eaten.
Oh, and that's why they're so protective of their sausages, okay?
So instead it's common for them to have a dinner of skate, which is a fish that looks like a stingray. and boiled potatoes. And it doesn't sound very appetizing because apparently you pickle and putrefy it. Because if you don't do it that way, there are enzymes in it that can kill you.
Now, isn't that like a thing in Iceland that they eat like pickled herring? Isn't that them? Or is that
That's not in a lot of Scandinavian nations.
Yeah. See, I don't get pickled fish. I don't really like fish that much in general. I'm not a Long John Silver's girly or whatever. But it doesn't sound good, girl. Like, I'd do it if I was in Iceland for Christmas. If my life takes a very unfortunate turn and I have to be in Iceland for Christmas, I would definitely give that a try. Now, would you give the fish?
I'm going to give you a picture, so that's kind of what it looks like.
It kind of looks like sushi a little bit. It doesn't look that bad.
Well, I mean, there's potatoes on there, too.
Yeah, it doesn't look that bad, actually.
Sorry, it's fermented. It's
not
fermented.
Putrefied? It's fermented.
It is I did see putrefied.
It is.
It's not pickled. It's fermented. So they pickle it in alcohol.
Okay, so it's fermented and then putrefied?
It putrefies while it's fermenting.
That's disgusting, first of all.
December 24th is celebrated as Christmas. So families join one another in a huge dinner where they have ham and lamb and potatoes, vegetables, and all kinds of puddings and cookies.
That sounds wonderful. That sounds so fun. I want an Icelandic pudding. That sounds fun.
And I don't know if that's like what we think of as pudding or if it's like the British pudding.
Oh, because they have that blood pudding and that meat pudding.
Well, not only that, but in England, pudding is a catch-all for dessert.
Oh.
So it's not always a pudding like we think of, or like a bread pudding is a dish that they have, which is an actual pudding. It could be like, like the old saying, like, if you don't eat all your meat, how can you eat your pudding?
Mm.
It's not an actual pudding, it just means dessert.
I said, but I've never heard that saying in my life. I was just agreeing.
After dinner, the table has been cleared and all the dishes washed. The family will sit around the Christmas tree and open gifts. And books are one of the biggest gifts in Iceland, and it is traditional that they have a festival before Christmas at some point where everyone gets a new book so that they have a book to read over Christmas.
That's crazy. I bet you the literacy rates in Iceland are insane.
You have to remember, this is really, really far north. So at this time of year, there is very little daylight.
Right.
So you are not going outside.
Yeah, it's like dark and cold as shit half the day. So that sounds like awful. I bet those people are depressed as fuck.
Now, December 25th, people sleep in. But then they do have a big festive lunch before going out to visit family and friends.
Okay.
And so if you're having lunch, people might drop in, and it's just customary to invite them in and give them food.
Okay, that's nice.
So it's a lot of visiting.
Okay, cool.
I think here in America, it's a lot of you either visit or you don't. Mm-hmm. There, it's both.
Okay. I feel that. Nice.
Now, many Icelanders do not drink until the 24th until the 27th, when the holiday is beginning to wind down.
Why? That's like half the fun of a holiday.
Because it's a religious thing. They don't drink.
Whose religion?
They're Lutheran.
Is that what the Lutherans are doing?
I don't know if that's what all Lutherans are doing, but I found out that many Icelanders are Lutheran through my research.
It's Jesus' birthday. We're supposed to celebrate.
Oppa! Sorry, that's Greek.
Exactly, DJ.
However, I did read that they make up for it on New Year's Eve by drinking and setting off fireworks.
Okay, the usual.
Nothing says Happy New Year like holding a Coors Light in one hand and a lit firework in the other.
Well, that's 4th of July for us, so relatable.
You've never got drunk and set off fireworks on New Year's Eve?
Nope, just 4th of July. Well, where I'm from, they'll shoot guns at midnight. Everyone goes outside and shoots guns because, I'm from the backwoods, as everyone knows at this point. We go outside and we shoot the guns at midnight, and you can hear all the gunshots going off at midnight. It's a real thing. I'm not even saying that to be funny, because they're all hunters and stuff, so they all have guns, so they all go out and shoot their gun at midnight at the sky. Now, it's not good to, hang around outside after they shoot the guns, because the bullets raining down, but that's another story.
Now, many beliefs of the current Yule come from ancient Yule. Now, I'm sorry, your face every time you drink it.
It's just so bad every time.
You know, it came down to this or a mulled wine, like that was pre-made in a bottle. This was $16.
See,
The mulled wine was $6.
Oh, that was probably shit. That wine, that probably gives you the mumps.
The mumps?
Yes. You ever got the mumps from wine?
No, I don't think you get mumps from wine.
I usually only get them downstairs, but that's a different story.
Oh, Jesus. Now, Yule traditionally was closer to the Celtic and later Wiccan Samhain,
Oh, yeah, so.
which is a time... What? Did I mispronounce it again?
No, Samhain's like Halloween.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the beliefs that it was a time for family to come together, both the living and the dead, celebrating kind of the harvest, the light conquering darkness, the thinning of the veil. And as part of that, it was a time when fairies, elves, trolls, and other mythical creatures would come from the mountains and woods to interact with the townspeople, especially since it is so dark that they could travel under the cover of darkness since there's so little daylight.
I love that, actually. All the little fairies and trolls running around the town. I love it.
Yes, and Iceland has wonderful, wonderful folklore. We'll get more into it later, but there are stories. So, yes, it is Iceland, where if you declare you do not believe in fairies, you cannot win a seat in parliament because people will be like, huh, the fairies are going to fuck with you. I'm not touching them.
See, I love that. That's the kind of shit I'm here for.
And, there will be roads. There will be a perfectly straight highway, and then there's one hill, and it just curves around the hill and then keeps going.
Because it's a fairy hill.
Because it's a fairy hill, and it's you do not touch the fairy or the troll hill.
I think you've told me that before. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember that. That's so...
There was a whole story, it happened fairly recently, which we'll cover that at some point.
I love stuff like that.
Now, amongst the many Icelandic mythical folklore creatures, there are a few which make special appearances during Yule. So the first is Gryla. Gryla is a giant ogress or troll who lives in the mountains in a cave in the lava fields of Dimmuborgir, I think.
I can't say that, girl. That's not happening.
Now, the name Gryla translates roughly to growler.
Ooh, that's spooky.
Wow.
Meow. Fierce.
Kind of like that app where the bears go to find hookups.
That was hilarious, DJ. You should tell that again at a party sometime.
Maybe I will if I ever get invited to one again.
Period. Growler, okay.
Whatever happened to fun?
What's that from again?
Sex and the City.
Oh, okay.
No one knows how to have fun anymore. No one smokes anymore. This city is over. O-V-E-R, over. Honestly, I could just die. Splat.
Period.
When it's a short episode, I can ad-lib stuff like that in.
I know, aren't we all blessed for this?
Yes. Now, Gryla is described as being hideous.
And if you want to see something similar, I think you just posted something on your Instagram story.
You mean the post about my grandmother dying?
No, I meant this, like a selfie. The joke was about a selfie.
I know, but literally the last thing I put on my Instagram story was my grandmother died.
Oh, really?
Yes!
Well, the joke would have been funnier if it was a selfie.
It's okay.
We'll get them next time.
I was gonna say like a brown belt with black shoes.
Oh, that's a good one, DJ. You're 1-2 punching them out today.
Okay, not really. She is hideous. She is described as having eyes on the back of her head, ears hanging so low that they touch her nose, a matted black beard, and it's matted with flesh and blood, blackened teeth, hooves, and 15 tails with 100 sacks on each. Each sack is capable of holding 20 children.
Girl, that's crazy. That's like Krampus, times 10. That's crazy.
Yes. So Gryla is Krampus times 100.
Yeah, that's spooky. I like it.
Now, the first tales of Gryla date from as far back as the 1300s.
Mm-hmm.
Early stories told how she would go from door to door in villages demanding the naughty children to eat, with the parents either tricking her to get her to go away or running her off. Now, later stories tied her to Lent, the Christian season of 40 days marking Jesus' time in the desert, marked by abstaining from meat, where she would hunt children who secretly ate meat during the fast.
Are you eating meat, little boy?
What's interesting is how they're like trying to tie this creature into the Christian religion.
Oh, yeah.
That's really interesting to me.
Well, one of the reasons, and you can learn this like in like art history or like theology courses where they teach like the course of religion, like how religions grow.
Yeah.
But one of the reasons why Christianity was so successful was in the early days, it adapted pagan beliefs and said, yeah, bring those along.
Yeah, I knew about that, yes.
So, I heard one story where early Christians didn't believe that Jesus was the Son of God. It wasn't until after the Christian church made it to Greece and they sort of tied it, they started relating it to like the stories of the demigods, like Heracles and Pericles and Perseus.
Period.
I was going to try and make a joke there and I couldn't.
That's okay. You'll get it next time.
But it wasn't actually until the 1600s, 300 years later, where she was tied to the Christmas season.
Okay.
So 300 years, she was 300 years old, when she was like, I'm not getting enough during Lent.
That's so weird.
And it came from a poem. Somebody wrote a poem that tied her to the Christmas season.
Okay.
So, she is seen as the personification of the dangers of the harsh northern winters of Scandinavia. So, in Scandinavia, or in Iceland, Icelanders believe that they are tenants of the land, whereas trolls and ogres and elves and fairies are the actual, like, inhabitants, and that they are sort of personified nature. So, Gryla is sort of this winter being.
I love that, honestly. That's fierce. I love that.
And as such, she is considered to be one of the most evil figures in Icelandic folklore. She married 2 different men, and when she grew bored of them, she ate them.
My kind of girl.
And that happened before she married her current husband, Leopoldi, who is a lazy troll who just stays in their cave.
Period. The stay-at-home dad without any kids.
Oh, well, we'll get into that later. But most wickedly is, the reason why she's the wickedest is she has a hunger for little children. Come to me, little children. I want to make stew out of you.
Girl, it's giving Hansel and Gretel.
So, the stories go that all year round, she collects whispers in her caves of children who are naughty. And at Christmas, she leaves the mountain and she comes into town where she snatches the naughty children as they go to feed the sheep.
Damn, they just trying to feed the sheep.
And she puts them in her sack and she takes them home and she makes the stew. And she takes all of these children so she can make the stew all year round. And it's said that she never, ever runs out of children each year.
Girl, she's an economical girl, and I appreciate that. She knows how to make something last. She's not eating this kid all in one go. She's making that shit last. And I appreciate that.
So, Paul, Gryla really reminds me of you in many ways. Because you hate children. When it's wintertime, you only leave your house about once.
Yes.
And she loves cats.
Ooh, okay, period. We're like twins.
Specifically, she has her own pet cat who helps her.
It's her familiar. This is great.
Well, actually, I am talking about the Yule Catten.
The Yule Cat.
The Yule Catten, which translates to the Yule Cat. Or the Christmas cat.
The little puss.
Or the ho-ho pussy.
The ho-ho pussy. Is that for real?
No, I just made that up on this book. The ho-ho pussy.
I love the ho-ho pussy. Get into the ho-ho puss.
So, Gryla is aided in her search for naughty children. So she takes them, and she takes them back to her cave, and then she eats them. And she takes the naughty children. Now, the Yule Cat, he lives with Gryla up in her cave in Lopoldi. And he comes out with her. But this huge monstrous cat, and he's so big that he makes the Icelandic houses look small.
Oh, that's crazy.
And he has glowing yellow or red eyes. Ooh. And what he is especially hungry for is children who didn't get any new clothes for Christmas.
That's iconic.
And he hides in the woods around the country lanes, and if he sees you walking along the road in your frayed clothes, he goes, meow!
Okay.
And you become his little light ball.
This is crazy. You're telling me if your parents hate you, you just don't get that bitch clothes for Christmas and the cat will take them. I love this.
Yes, and it's actually...
I love this
so
shit.
There used to be a saying where, so parents had really encourage your children, finish your sewing and your knitting or your weaving before Christmas so that you have new clothes to give to everyone. Because if you do not have new clothes to dress yourself, you'll be dressing the Yule Cat.
Bitch, what if you're too poor for new clothes?
We'll actually get into that later.
Damn, they hate poor people.
So a lot of these stories became popularized from a 1932 book of poetry called Christmas is Coming.
Oh, I'm coming too.
But I am going to read to you a poem about the Christmas cat.
Yes, let's get into it.
You all know the cat of Christmas. That cat was huge and fat. No one knew where he came from, nor where he was at. He opened his glowering eyes wide, each like a burning gem. It wasn't for the faint of heart to face them. His back was arched, his breath foul, like barbs his whiskers keen, and his claws more awesome than anything you've ever seen. And waving his wicked tail like a whip threateningly, he was either up in the valley or out by the sea. He roamed fierce and famished in freezing Christmas snow, chilling every human heart, both high and low. The sound of his monstrous meowing meant that he craved a prize, and everyone knew he fancied folks, but frowned on mice. He savaged the poorest people, too poor to get anything new for Christmas, those who drudged all day as driven to. From them he ever so often took all their Christmas food, and then would eat them also, if he could. So the women labored long days at the loom, and they spun and knit that the children might soon have something to show for it. For the cat mustn't come there prowling and catch their daughters and sons. They had to be given garments by grown-up ones. And when candles were lit at Christmas and the cat peeked inside, the kids strutting their gifts stood there all starry-eyed. Some may have had new shoes on, some a blouse with a cuff. Getting any useful gift was good enough. For Puss couldn't ever eat those who got anything new to wear. Then he uttered a ugly hiss and was off from there. If he's still around, I know not, but nothing would be his fare if everyone could on Christmas have new clothes to wear. So maybe you'll have a heart and give help to the weak and small, for numerous needy children get nothing at all. And searching for those who suffer from shortage of light for true may perhaps make your Christmas merry too.
2 things. I swear to God, if you get us copyrighted for eating that entire thing, I'm going to jump you in the parking lot. And second, I see now, it's trying to encourage rich people to help the poor give new clothes to poor people so they don't get taken by the cat, which is kind of crazy. You have to threaten people with a very large cat to get them to help poor people. But hey, whatever you're doing in Iceland, whatever. Y'all got those crazy springs up there. Maybe it's seeping into the water or something. I don't know. But do you have any thoughts?
Get new clothes so the Christmas puss can't get you.
What if I want the puss to get me? Ooh. Here, kitty, kitty.
Now, you mentioned that Leopoldi was just living in the ultimate life, just staying at home. His wife did all the shopping and single dad life.
Yes, exactly.
Wrong!
Right! It's
Because,
like Ariana Grande.
Wrong! Because Gryla, despite her appetite for children and husbands, managed to have 13 strapping sons.
Ooh.
Now, these
One
sons...
of them of age?
Well, I mean, considering they're all, 1,000 years old, yes.
Hit my line.
Now, these sons are called the Yule Lads, and they are Iceland's version of Santa Claus.
I think I saw that one on Sean Cody.
Now, Icelandic children will set out their best shoe on their windowsill on Christmas night, and the Yule Lads will reward children with candy and sweets, which they place in the shoe. But naughty children, before they get eaten by Mama Gryla, get a rotten potato.
Girl, it's crazy.
Also, it has to be a shoe, because some Icelandic children will try to put out a boot to get more, but you just get as much as a shoe.
They be growing potatoes in Iceland? You'd think it'd be too cold to grow potatoes there.
I think they grow potatoes everywhere.
Wow, that's crazy. Back to the main point here. Sorry, I got distracted by the potatoes in Iceland.
Now, the lads will also come down the mountain and terrorize naughty children in the lead up to their mother coming to eat them. Now, traditionally, the Yule Lads wore rags in browns, grays, and blacks like mountain hermit people, like other trolls. Mm-hmm. But however, recently with globalization, they're more likely to be seen in red like Santa Claus, a la Coca-Cola.
Girl, these Yule Lads, I need to see pictures, okay?
I can show you pictures. But first, I'm going to tell you about them, and I'm not going to give the Icelandic name.
Okay.
Because I don't feel like offending any more Icelandic people.
We've already... Well, that ship's probably already sailed, but we don't need to dig our hole deeper.
Now, the first lad comes on December the 12th, and his name is Sheepcoat Claude.
Sheepcoat Claude.
And he harasses the sheep, but is impaired by his stiff peg legs. Kind of like you after a night at Club Pittsburgh.
Right. I'm usually pretty stiff after going there.
Next, on the 13th of December, his brother Gollygawk comes. Gollygawk hides in gullies, waiting for an opportunity to sneak into the cowshed and steal the milk.
I'm coming for your milk. Ooh.
Oh, and I should have mentioned this before. So Sheepcoat Claude, he likes to drink the sheep milk, and he does it right from the nip.
Not the sheep milk.
Yes, the sheep milk.
Straight from the teat.
And then Gollygawk just drinks it straight from the udder.
Oh.
Next, on the 14th of December, is Stubby.
Okay.
Stubby is abnormally short, and he steals the pans for the food that is baked onto the bottoms and brims.
Oh, so not clean pans.
Yes.
He's snatching them.
Yes.
So clean your pans, bitches.
On the 15th of December is Spoon Licker.
Spoon Licker hit my line.
He steals the wooden spoons being used for cooking. Mm-hmm. On the 16th of December is Pot Scraper.
Pot Scraper? Ooh.
He steals the pots to scrape out the leftovers.
That's crazy. See, they sound like they're just doing household chores now.
On the 17th is Bowl Licker.
Bowl Licker.
Not to be confused with their gay cousin, Hole Licker.
Do you get it?
I'm sorry. It was right there. It was right there.
Oh, on the children's podcast.
No, bowl licker will hide under the beds, awaiting for the wooden food bowls placed on the floors so that he can lick them.
It sounds like these Icelandic people are just leaving food everywhere, bitch.
Now this is where it gets a little more not so helpful. We have, on the 18th of December, Door Slammer, who enjoys slamming doors, especially during the night.
Oh, that's spooky. I like that.
He obviously does not pay the bills, opening the doors in the cold Icelandic nights.
Right.
Next, you have Sky Gobbler. Sky is a regional type of yogurt, and he steals it.
That's iconic.
Next, you have Sausage Swiper, and he hides in the rafter and snatches the sausages that are being smoked.
Ooh, I need me a sausage swiper.
The next one reminded me of you, Window Peeper.
How? Girl, if anything, you're the peeper.
Because it's the most offensive, so I wanted to throw that in there before you said something.
Bitch, what there? I don't know.
He snoops through the windows in search of things to steal. Next, you have Doorway Sniffer. He has an abnormally large nose and a cute sense of smell, which he uses to locate leaf bread.
Then where does the doorway come in? He's just sniffing all the doorways?
Yeah, he sniffs the doorways to find who has which room has the leaf bread.
Mmm.
And then you have Meat Hook, who uses a hook to steal the meat.
Okay.
And lastly, on the 24th of December, you have Candle Beggar, who follows the children to steal their precious candles, which are made out of tallow, which is meat fat.
Oh.
And he eats them.
Okay. See, that makes sense. Okay. I'm here for that. Okay.
Now, which of the Yule Lads is your favorite? Which one do you just relate to?
Probably Spoon Licker, because he sounds the most fun. Just going around licking a bunch of spoons. That sounds kind of like a fun time. How about you? On my godly podcast.
Yes, and I know you're going to forget about that and you're going to start editing. You're going to be like, what the fuck?
I hope I forget about that. And I hope I never have to witness that again.
I don't know.
Maybe Meat Hook?
I think I like Spoon Licker the best too, just because his name is the funniest.
This is a Spoon Licker podcast, and if you have a problem with that, get the fuck out.
Now, let me tell you a little bit about how this very ancient folklore relates to modern day Iceland.
Okay.
So as I mentioned before, today the Yule Lads are much more like Santa Claus than mischievous pranksters. There are stories of... There's one story where the Yule Lads come and they steal all the food, but then as thanks to the family, they bless them, and then Odin shows up.
Not Odin. He's a pretty high god, I feel like.
Yeah, he is. And the family still give him whatever food is left. Mm-hmm. And Odin blesses them by returning the feast to them threefold.
It's kind of giving the Grinch a little bit.
A little bit, but it's so basically the story. So the Yule Lads, as thanks, sort of said, "Odin, go to them," and so Odin rewarded them for their hospitality. I already mentioned there has been a move from them looking like trolls to looking like 13 little Santa Clauses.
Okay, that's kind of cute. That's kind of fun.
And they are often seen attending children's Christmas parties or Christmas festivals. They will make an appearance. They will dance and sing carols with the children before giving them a treat.
Ooh, okay.
And also remember, they are the ones who leave candy in the shoe if you're a good little boy or girl.
See, what I just keep picturing is the Yule Lads, but a sexy version of the Yule Lads.
Okay.
And they're in sexy Santa Claus costumes. And they're doing a little show and things. See, I'm here for the sexy Yule Lads. Now, the milk ones, I don't know how they would make the milk ones, like, sexy. Maybe, like, I don't know. They have milk mustaches or something. But
So,
that's... Okay.
very Santa Claus-esque.
It's giving Pixar. It's giving a Disney Channel movie.
Very, very...
It's giving the Seven Dwarves, really.
No, I'm probably going to get flagged so hard for this. Because I have Yule Lads in there, and I'm going to put sexy.
Yule Lads sexy. Your computer just explodes on the spot. Your grandma finds your search history and she's like,
so
DJ, why?
It did not come up, but I will say this is the closest thing to a sexy Yule Lad you got. It's spoon liquor and he's posing with his spoon.
I'm not into bears, really. No shame to the bear community. You all are wonderful people, just not my preference. And, before I dig myself in a deeper hole, let's, you're gonna have to send me those pictures for later use.
Yeah, I know. The Yule Cat also remains a very popular but polarizing figure in Icelandic society.
The what?
The Yule Cat.
Oh, the kitty.
The Christmas Puss.
Yeah, the good puss.
In 2018, a 16-foot, 5-meter statue of the Yule Cat was put up in the capital of Reykjavik as decor for Christmas. And you look shocked.
No, I'm jealous. Why don't we do shit like that in America? That's so freaking cool.
Okay, so a lot of people said like it was beautifully crafted because it was like all black like wire that lit up with glowing red eyes. But some politicians criticized it, stating that it was making a mockery of lower class and impoverished citizens, as they would be the ones who make up the Yule Cat's prey due to the inability to purchase new clothing for Christmas.
Oh, okay. I see what they're saying. What they're saying, yeah. Okay, I see what they're saying. Can't argue with that.
Yes. And you can see how it kind of shifted from the days where you would make your own clothes, how it was used as a way to get you to get finished, to now it's only affecting people who can't go out and buy new clothes.
Sorry, pores.
Now, Gryla remains a Krampus-like figure in Icelandic Jól culture. Mm-hmm. She's considered so terrifying that once in the late 1700s, the Icelandic parliament passed a law banning parents from using her stories to scare their children into behaving.
That's crazy.
And she remains so terrifying to children that later authors tried to kill off Gryla in like different stories and poems.
Trying to off the lore. Okay.
Yeah, so like in That Christmas Is Coming, her story ends with there are no more bad children, so she dies of starvation.
Oh, okay. That's kind of cute. That's kind of a nice ending. Not for Gryla, but...
No, but like Krampus, like no matter what people try to do, she keeps going on. And she's actually starting to make her way into Western audience, like culture, through roles in The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina.
Oh, I love that show. I was just watching Miss Kierna Sprit, whatever her name is, on a podcast yesterday with Caleb Heron. Shout out So True Podcast. Love you. You guys are hilarious.
So she actually plays a forest witch who aids the Spellmans over the course of several episodes. Mm-hmm. Now, in this storyline, she and another witch made a pact that they would both eat their children during a famine to survive. But after cooking and eating her own son, the other witch broke the pact and said, I'm not, doing my children. And her husband actually left her over it. And so now she prowls the earth looking for orphans to join her family. And that's how you got the Yule Lads.
Okay.
And so the the Christmas special, that was the episode where Gryla showed up.
Okay. Her name's Kiernan Shipka.
Sabrina, yes.
Yes, I had to correct that.
And she also features in the new film Red One, where she is a kidnapper who kidnaps Santa. And she's actually played by none other than Kiernan Shipka in that.
Let's fucking go, Kiernan! Get it, girl! We're rooting for you on the pod.
We really are. We love you.
This is a Kiernan Shipka Stan podcast.
And so, that is Icelandic Jól folklore.
I like it. It's really interesting, actually. I like the cat. The cat's really cool. The Yule Lads are fun.
It's very, and it could be because we're Americans and like everything's sort of touched by the more recent spin to make them more sanitized.
Yes, very that.
Where it's just like, oh, this is kind of cute.
It is. It's a really nice story. I like it. I like the 12 Yule Lads.
13.
I'm 13. Yep, 13. That's what I meant. And that I'm living. Honestly, that's so freaking cool, Iceland. You guys are doing one thing, right? Okay. Maybe I'll take a trip back and explore more than just the airport. Go take a dip in the springs. I forget what the springs are called. That's really popular in Iceland. And just see, I'm not going to learn your language. I'm not going to lie to you. That's not happening. I'm sorry. I have other languages I need to learn first. But, maybe we'll hit up Reykjavik. I know Last Podcast on the Left does a lot of shows there. So, if y'all want to have us there one day, hit us up, Reykjavik. We'll come and we'll banter and we'll destroy the town with y'all. We'll see the good Christmas Puss. What? You don't want to see the good Christmas Puss, DJ?
So, I guess if it came down to smash or pass the Christmas Puss.
Oh, smash. We're smashing the Christmas Puss. One thing I will say, though, is there's a lot of drinking raw milk in this story, which I don't drink raw milk, kids.
Where was there drinking raw milk?
The Yule Lads.
Oh my god, yeah, they were
They're drinking it straight from the friggin' sheep. I didn't know you could drink the sheep's milk. This is crazy. And that's gross. Don't drink sheep's milk. Well, actually, I'd try sheep's milk just to say I tried it, but I bet you it's not very good.
If anything should be drank right from the source, it's man milk.
And with that, on that note,
we would like to say to you, Yule Jól, which is Icelandic for Merry Christmas.
Gryla Jól.
Well, hang on, let's see what it...
Gleðileg jól.
Oh,
we're
wrong.
Gleðileg jól.
I don't think my mouth moves like that, okay? I don't think my ancestors will let that happen. I'm sorry.
Gleðileg jól.
Yeah, I'm too German for that.
No,
Sorry,
it's
guys.
like your tongue has to roll a certain way.
Yeah, my tongue doesn't roll. It just doesn't
Iceland,
like
I hear
that.
you're beautiful. I would love to visit you one day, but I think you're going to have to meet me halfway with the English.
Yeah, from what I hear, though, a lot of them do know English.
Oh, yeah, because, in Europe, the literacy rates are astounding.
Yeah.
As I
crazy.
said, Donald Trump's America is a fourth world nation.
My computer's gonna die.
Oh, no! Let's finish this real quick. So, that was my smash or pass. Any final thoughts?
Iceland, I love it. We stand your Yuletide traditions. Love it.
Yes, we do. So, you know where to find us and leave us your comments. You can text us, email us, DM us on any of our socials. All that is linked below. Also, send us your personal stories at the email so we can start doing listener stories. Paul, where can they find you?
You can find me at my personal Instagram and TikTok at Paulember, Paulember. And as usual, everybody, it's not delivery. It's DiGiorno.
And if you'd like to find me, you can find me both on Instagram and on TikTok at The Real Teach Powers. And it is the season of giving. No matter what your practices or beliefs are, it is a really good time to give back. And we always like to recommend 3 causes that are very important to us. One is to UNICEF, which is providing relief to children affected by the genocide in Palestine. The next is the ACLU, which is going to take on Trump administration policies that are going to strip minorities of their rights, and the Human Rights Campaign, which goes towards helping LGBT community keep and gain equal rights.
Period.
And I think that's all she wrote. So please, we hope that you have a happy, loving, or at the very least, sane Christmas if you're celebrating with your family. And we love you, and happy Christmas. And keep your crypts tight.
And your corks loose. Bye.
You don't cook a brisket in a pressure cooker.
You do now. My kind of brisket, you do.
Under pressure. No, 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 no. No.
It's the downstairs brisket.